AHIMSA, the non-violence that liberated India, is not for brutes. Non-violence worked for Mahatma Ghandi, and he was able to liberate India with it, because the Indians had the spiritual power to exercise it, and the British had the ability to recognize that power. Brutes do not operate at that level. They only recognize the power of brutal force, and that is how they need to be countered in order to succeed. To avoid a massacre, the Libyan dictator needs to be handcuffed and placed in a straitjacket in a mental hospital where he belongs. He is no longer cogent and rambles on incoherently. It is very dangerous to allow someone who is psychotic to wield that kind of power. We saw it in our own soil with the shootings in Arizona. In America, it is very easy for a crazy person to get a gun. In Libya, it is very easy for a crazy dictator to kill the people of his country, whose souls are yearning for freedom. The rest of the world needs to organize and pluck him out of there. No more meetings and diplomacy. Every minute counts. People are dying and risking their lives to give birth to democracy in their country. Isn't that what we stand for? Democracy? Unless, of course, we stand for our addiction to oil, greed, and corpocracy. In that case, let us continue to support dictators who have oil, suppress their people, and make enormous fortunes at their expense.
Every single gallon of oil we put into our tanks increases their power and their fortune. Let us not call ourselves Christians. There's no room for Christ in our churches. It is a hypocrisy if we continue on this path.
But karma has its place. Whatever you sow, you shall reap.
So now greed, corpocracy, and fear are threatening to engulf our country. Look at Wisconsin, Ohio, Indiana, and New Jersey.
We have our own homegrown Gaddafis. Fortunately, we still also have some stalwart souls who refuse to surrender to the forces of evil. Our democracy is in the balance. What about you?
Whose side are you on? And what are you going to do about it?
An estimated 25,000 people stormed Wisconsin's Capitol building Thursday. It was the third day of mass protests against anti-union legislation, with authorities arresting at least 9 demonstrators. They're opposed to a bill that would strip public employees of their collective bargaining rights.
This is exactly what we needed. We need to have people out in large numbers so they can see that this is not what the people want.
Adding